to the deepest secrets of different bills. At Uncle Demi, you need it, I got it listed, yeah. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it, yeah. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from the finish to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a lot of threat. You keep the medals cause the real one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface, still they try to drag my name in dirt, they try to bring me down. See me winning.
Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi. And today I have another special banger for you. All right, now listen, before we get too far in this video, you know exactly what you need to do. Make sure you drop a like, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe. I'm by far the hardest working YouTuber in the 2K community. Hopefully you can appreciate that 9 a.m. and that 4 p.m. upload every single day, and you can show that appreciation by dropping a like and subscribing, all right? Now, let's get straight into this video. So today, we're gonna be talking about the one and only Kobe Bryant. We're gonna be talking about Kobe Bryant, number 8, prime Kobe Bryant, and then also versus 24 Kobe Bryant. Which one is the better version, all right? So this is what we're gonna discuss today. We're gonna be talking about him on this scoring machine build, which I think is a really, really good rendition of Kobe Bryant. As you're gonna tell, look here, basically it's an offensive heavy type build, right? So I mean, like, we sacrificed the defense to win all out. We all know how great of a defender Kobe Bryant was, but when we're trying to make like the Kobe Bryant build, everybody's going to look at the performance of the offensive end. Can he get contact dunks? Yes, he can. Can he shoot? Yes, he can. Can he dribble? Yes, he can. These are the attributes that you're going to be looking for when you're watching, you know, a video or just watching Kobe Bryant play. This is what's always going to stand out, his offensive production, okay? So, when we look at the badges, this is what I went with for the badges. Nothing really out of ordinary here. I mean, pretty simple. I mean, it's obvious. Contact finisher, Hall of Fame. Fancy footwork, Slytherin, Hall of Fame. A little bit of acrobat, consistent, and then relentless finisher. You get 21 shooting, right? And then, so you see right here, I got my little deep fades. You know what I mean? Kobe had the fades, do some deep fades, difficult shots, dead eye, hot zone hunter, a range extender, catch and shoot, and also some tireless shooter. And then playmaking, we went here with the ankle breaker, space creator, unpluckable, handles for days, quick first step, bail out. And then of course, defensively, this went with bronze clamps, okay? As you know, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've been very high on making my builds offensive heavy, and this is one of the versions that you're gonna look at, okay? So basically what we're gonna do is just take this build into the park, discuss which one's better, prime Kobe Bryant or 24 Kobe Bryant. So sit back, relax, grab a big bag of popcorn, and I'll be back in about 3 seconds. All right, my nephews and nieces, man. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As you see, we're loading up into the park right now. I mean, on the game. And first and foremost, man, I just want to give a shout out to my boy Kajani, as usual, and also my man Jihad, right? As both of them have been, I guess you can say, courageous enough to step on the court with Uncle Demi, knowing good and well he is about to be running the point guard position. And as you all know, man, Uncle Demi, listen, man, I got many, many great traits and skill sets, man, but right now, point guard is not necessarily my strong suit, right? So when you ever see anybody run with me when I'm running point, man, they have a lot of courage to come out here and do that, man. So shout out to them for going ahead and allowing me to do this video, and they just be my corner sitters, okay? So they're corner sitting for Uncle Demi, all right? So let's get straight into the video, man. So when we're talking about prime Kobe Bryant, number 8 Kobe Bryant versus, I guess you can say, the veteran Kobe Bryant, number 24. Let's just talk about a few things first and foremost before we get into comparisons. Let's just talk about some of the great numbers that Kobe Bryant had. We all know about the 5 championships, okay? We all know about the 2 MVP, finals MVP championships, okay? That's very important. But we also know about him 4th all-time in points, okay? So we know how important it was for Kobe Bryant initially to pass Michael Jordan. He passed Michael Jordan, who was currently sitting 3rd all time, which pushed Kobe Bryant to 3rd. And now he's currently sitting 4th because obviously we all know LeBron James just passed Kobe Bryant last year. So he's sitting at 33,643 points. But here's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about. Kobe has 15 all NBA selections. 15 of them. That puts him 3rd all time. That's 15. Just keep that in mind. That's a big number, 3rd all time. But another thing is 12 all defensive team selections. So he has 11 all NBA and 12 all defensive. That makes him one of the greatest two-way players of all time. When you look at both lists put together, right, you see, when you look at the All-NBA top 10 selections and the All-NBA defensive team top 10, what you're going to see is just 4 names that show up on both. You have Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and also Hakeem Olajuwon, right? But if you look even deeper, you will see that Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, if you were to get their NBA selection ranks from defense into offense, they both come out with a 2.5. So that means that 2.5, think about it as I get that nasty contact dunk. A 2.5 meaning that out of every single player that play in the NBA, Kobe Bryant averages somewhere between 3 or higher on defensive selection teams and offensive selection teams. I think a lot of people don't think about that. And I don't think that really resonates with you. But if you let things think about it, it's amazing to say that Kobe Bryant is a top 10 player on defense and offense. That is not far-fetched to say, because that is true, right? Then we also look at the All-Star selections, 18 All-Star selections, which puts him second all-time behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all right? So now that we got all of that out of the way, hopefully you can understand how great of a player he is. If he's not in your top 5 of all time, there's something really, really wrong, right? Now let's get into the nick and cranny, right? Number 8, Kobe Bryant from 1996 to 2006, and number 24, Kobe Bryant from 2006 to 2016, right? Let's just start with the basics, okay? We're looking at the points, rebounds, and assists and field goal percentage. As you can see, Kobe Bryant, 24, averaged 26.3. But then also he leads in the rebounds, and he also leads into the assists. But number 8, Kobe Bryant leads in the field goal percentage, okay? So that's just a basic breakdown. But now let's go ahead and peel some of the layers off on these two numbers, okay? As we look at this chart right here, as you can see, number 8, Kobe Bryant versus 24, Kobe Bryant. Number 8, Kobe Bryant had 1 All-Star MVP. 24, Kobe Bryant had 3. Number 8 had a dunk contest and an all-rookie team. Of course, number 24, Kobe Bryant, couldn't get all-rookie because he wasn't a rookie, right? But then let's look at the big ones here. The All-NBA, the defensive scoring, also the Players of the Month and MVP and Finals MVPs. And this right here really breaks down exactly what I will consider what could be the deal breaker for the best Kobe Bryant, all right? So as you're going to see here, Kobe Bryant had 8 All-NBA selections as number 8, and then number 24, Kobe Bryant had 7, okay? On the all-defensive team, it was split right down the middle. 6 for 8, Kobe Bryant, and then 6 for 24, Kobe Bryant. They both had scoring championships, and then of course, when you look at the Western Conference Player of the Month, you have a ton more on the number 24, Kobe Bryant. And you also have the MVP with Kobe Bryant, and you have 2 Finals MVPs. Now, the big thing that you're going to see and the big differences between these two is the simple fact that number 8, Kobe Bryant played with Shaquille O'Neal. Now, we all know how dominant of a player Shaquille O'Neal is. Shaquille O'Neal is arguably the most dominant player to ever play. He's definitely a top 10 player of all time, along with Kobe Bryant. So number 8, Kobe Bryant did have a gigantic player, impactful player on his team. Number 24, Kobe Bryant, his big sidekick will be Paul Gasol. So again, that's why you're going to see the big difference between the player of the months when you had obviously Kobe Bryant playing with Paul Gasol compared to number 8, Kobe Bryant playing with Shaquille O'Neal. That also explains why he does not have Finals MVPs. It's kind of hard when you look back in the early 90s and the late 90s and the early 2000s. It was still a big man dominated league. Offenses were more centralized on going through the big, especially Phil Jackson with the triangle offenses. So of course, the Finals MVPs will definitely be handed over to Kobe Bryant. And even if we were to go to a different type of chart, and I love the charts if you don't already know, check this one out. So basically, if you look at it, number 8, Kobe Bryant versus 24, Kobe Bryant, as I just finished off that game, and we start into a second game. And number 8, Kobe Bryant, or Froby, or whatever you want to call it, had 707 games played, whereas 24, Kobe Bryant had 639 games played. As you start to look, you see how the points, the minutes, and the rebounds, the steals, the blocks, the field goal percentage, the three-point percentage, and the winning percentage all stacks up with number 8. Now, of course, the reason why you're going to have that is because Kobe Bryant is younger, so the explosive stuff like the steals and the blocks, of course you're gonna have more than that because you're younger, right? The rebounds, the same thing. You're younger, more explosive. You should have those. The minutes are gonna be more because you're younger, right? The 3-point percentage, the field goal percentage, that right there can also be a wash, okay? The winning percentage is a huge difference. It's because obviously we all know number 8 Kobe played with Shaquille O'Neal, like I just said. And when you play with we have 2 of the top 10 greatest players ever playing on your team, you're gonna expect to win 65% of your games. So that just puts things in more perspective when you're looking at a chart like this to understand that, yeah, Kobe Bryant literally played with one of the most dominant players to ever play in the game. So that's why you're gonna have that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how y'all felt when y'all look at this chart, but I thought that you would at least assume that 24 Kobe Bryant would have had more points, because we all know 24 Kobe Bryant averaged way much more points. But then at the same time, he's played fewer games as the number 24 on his back, so that might be able to differentiate that. But as you can tell, the points and the are not that much different from 8 Kobe Bryant. I think that can tell you a lot, because he was averaging almost 26 as 24 Kobe Bryant. So that could tell you how much dominant he was as a scorer, because he had a weaker team with him. I mean, we all know exactly what this is going to lead to. His 81-point game. So let's just talk about that real quick. Let's just talk about 2 big memorable moments for number 8 Kobe Bryant and number 24 Kobe Bryant, okay? So this is something that really surprised me, because obviously I didn't remember vividly when I was watching it, but believe it or not, number 8 Kobe Bryant, as you look at this right here, scored 81 points. And I could have swore up and down it was 24 Kobe. I did not know. I was like, dang, like it seemed like Kobe Bryant would have dropped 81 points when he was with 24, but he still wore 8 when he had like Smush Parker and stuff on his team and Jordan Farmer. I mean, he had nobody. This is before Paul Gasol came. This is when Kobe Bryant, I think he set the record. He had like 60 points for 4 straight games. I mean, he was just throwing the ball different ridiculous numbers. He shot the ball like 40 times a game. As you see, I do the post fade right there. But yeah, as you see here, Kobe Bryant, number 8 Kobe Bryant has the second most points ever scored in a game with 81. He did that on January 22nd, 2006. But then you also look at 25 Kobe Bryant. He scored the most points ever in Madison Square Garden by an opponent. Now, he surpassed Michael Jordan when he did that back in February of 2009. Now, we all know now that James Harden did a couple years ago, tied the record with 61. But we all know how important it is in Madison Square Garden, how it is the mecca of basketball, and literally some of the greatest players put up their best performances. We all know how Michael Jordan did when he was playing in Madison Square Garden. That was the first game he came back when he was number 45. It was in Madison Square Garden. He scored the 55 points, and this is something off, but it's still Mike. You know, I got to talk about Mike a little bit as I get a nasty hop step. Michael Jordan scored 55 points when he was wearing number 45, right? So just keep that in mind. That was not 23 Michael Jordan. That was still 45 Michael Jordan. He was literally maybe, I'm not sure how many weeks removed he was from coming back, but yeah, Michael Jordan. And I think what it was, Nick Anderson, I know I'm going to tangent, but this is what Uncle Denny do. I think it was Nick Anderson. He said, you know, that is not 23 Kobe Bryant. Something like that. Remember? Yeah, y'all remember what I'm talking about. When Nick Anderson for the Orlando Magic, they played him, and maybe it was his second game back, and he was like, yeah, that's not the Michael Jordan, 23 Michael Jordan. He's like, all right, bet. Okay, cool. So then he came out there and dropped the double nickel. That's what the game's called. So anyway, you got the 2 comparisons there. So number 8 Kobe Bryant has the 81 game. Number 24 Kobe Bryant has a 61-point game. So those are 2 big accomplishments that you can go ahead and tag Kobe Bryant with. All right. So just let me real quick in the comment section as I'm halfway through this. Let me know, who do you feel was the better version? Number 8 Kobe Bryant and also 24 Kobe Bryant. And also in that same way, because I know some of y'all don't comment multiple times. Where does Kobe Bryant stand on the all-time list of players of all time? Is Kobe Bryant, do you consider Kobe Bryant a top 10 player? Do you consider him a top 5 player? Right? Where do you consider him? Because as this information I've given you, think about it. Now again, I just want to rehash real quick. How many players? There's only 4 players on the top 10 on all NBA defense and all NBA selection on offense. I mean, like, that is a huge accomplishment. Kobe Bryant is on that. Kobe Bryant is top 3 in both categories. If you're gonna consider yourself the greatest, don't defense have to matter? Does defense should matter, correct? So I think like when a lot of people have the audacity to say that, you know, other players, like somebody like James Harden, like, are you kidding me? James Harden would never be all defensive selection. Kobe Bryant is literally a two-way player. In this NBA, no one does that. The thing is that if Kobe Bryant was coming into his prime in this day and age, not only would he put up James Harden numbers, but he would put Kawhi Leonard to shame when it comes to defensive selections. I mean, Kobe Bryant would be on a whole different level. So that is just in my opinion, but regardless, as this game starts to wind down, let me know what you believe. Do you believe, as I just get there and get straight mollywalled, would Kobe Bryant right now in today's NBA, how would he stack up? Because the fact is, I believe that not only would he be putting up astronomical numbers, but he also, on the offensive end, but he also putting astronomical numbers on the defensive end, all right? But anywho, based upon all the information I just gave, all right, me personally, I believe that 24 Kobe Bryant is better. Even though 8 Kobe Bryant puts up some really good numbers, the 81 points, etc., as I end this game here, the reason why I believe that is because number 8 Kobe Bryant did have Shaquille O'Neal. Number 24 Kobe Bryant, not only was he older, but he also did not have a better supporting cast. He had Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol's a great player, but we all know he's not Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, so 24 Kobe Bryant also has, like I said, he has the MVP, the league MVP one year, and he also has those 2 final MVPs. And to me, that puts him over the edge. But there is no wrong answer in this. 8 Kobe Bryant put up some astronomical numbers. He put up the 81 points. So just let me know what you believe that in the comment section. But other than that, you know how it is, man. This is your favorite old head Uncle Demi, and I'll be back really, really soon with the banger, man. And you know, when I say back soon with the banger, you know exactly what day I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.
If he caught for a low, we gon' give it to him. Take the stop off the top of no transformer. Remember ducking and dodging on every corner. Doing flip with a breeze like a mighty morpher. Told myself to get rich and go.